Hey yo, what's up everybody? So for anybody who caught the previous question from this sub-series here, that was very computationally intensive, and this question is going to be 2, which is why I spun it off, because it's going to be very error-prone. So we have a word problem here. The coach for a basketball team wants to buy new shoes for her 12 players. Okay, Super Sports is offering a 20% discount for each pair of shoes. So again, you have to remember there's 12 pairs of shoes then, if there's 12 players, which were originally priced at $72.50. A 6.5% sales tax will be applied to the discounted price. So this kind of looks similar to the way the previous example I just was set up, where there was a discount and then a sales tax added on. Okay, so this is Super Sports. Okay. The next part, the same shoes are available from Double Dribbles. So this is Double Dribbles. Website for $54.75. A 9% processing fee will be added, okay, plus a shipping fee per each pair. Okay? So there's things like that we need to end up considering. So Super Sport is involving a discount and sales tax. Double Dribble has a processing fee and a shipping fee. Okay? And then finally they ask, what is the difference in the total cost of the 12 pairs? All right, so at least they give this to us again as kind of a heads up between the two stores. And remember, difference means subtraction. Okay, so what we need to do is a whole bunch of ugly numbers. So I'm going to try to split the screen in half. I'm going to scroll it off so we get a little space, because we know there's 12 players and it tells us here again. So I'm just going to remove that first sentence there. Okay, so I have a little more space. I'm going to divide this in half gently so that I have space to do for the Super Sports and the other side for the Double Dribble, and hopefully have enough space. All right, so in Super Sport, the shoes were $72.50 each. Let me try as much left as I can. Okay, and it's telling us that there was a 20% discount, right, up here. Okay, that means if you use the previous question, we could subtract the 20% off and then figure out what 20% is and then subtract it off of the $72.50. Or we can realize 20% means, and if I kind of connect this down to here, it means you're paying 80% of the price. Okay, right? Does that make sense? If it's 100% is $72.50 and there's a 20% discount, that means the price of the shoes is now 80% of the original price. All right. So basically, what we want to do is, and we could trivialize that into 0.8 or just 0.8 like that. Okay. So what we need to do is $72.50 times the 0.8. Okay. So 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 5 is 40. 0. Carry the 4. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus the 4 is 20. 0. Carry my 2. 7 times 8 is 56. Plus 2 is 58. I have 2 decimal places here. 1, 2. I have 1 there. That gives me 1, 2, 3. So I end up with $58. Okay. I'm up to here right now. So if I call this step 1, this is what we are at now. This is step 1, okay? There's a step 2 now, which is that we have to do the 6.5% sales tax. Okay? So what we basically have now is $58, because that's the price of the discounted shoe. All right? Times the 6.5%. So some of you are going to write 1.65, but that's 165, right? A percent means, so if we have 6.5%, this means over 100. Percent means over 100. So if we write that as a decimal, we're going to get 0.0065, right? We're going to take the point and move it once, twice, right? Actually, I said that wrong. That's 0.65. So what we're going to get is 58 times 1.065. All right, so you can see already that the numbers are going to start to get nasty and ugly and just spit at us in the face. All right, so what we need to do is that computation. 1.065 times 58. I'm trying to write as neat as possible so I don't make a stupid error here. 5 times 8 is 40. 0. Carry my 4. 6 times 8 is 48. Plus 4 is 52. 5. 8 times that is 0 plus that gives me the 5. And that gives me the 8. Okay. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry my 2. 6 times 5 is 30. Plus the 2 is 2. 3. 5 times that, we get a 3. And we get 5. So if it did this right, I'm going to get 0.7716. So we're going to move this 1, 2, 3 decimal places, and we'll leave that alone. 1, 2, 3. So we get 61.77. Okay? All right, so at this point, what I'm going to do is just make sure I have the numbers right. And I have the calculator on the side there. So let's see what we have. We have 7250 times the 0.8. Okay, that gives the 58. So the 58 times the 1.065, and that gives me the 61.77. All right? So we have one more step still because it's 12 pairs of shoes. So we're going to have to multiply that 61.77. Where's my best place to do it? So there's, that was step 1. Let me just make this clear. This is step 2. Okay, so, and then we have to do it by the 12 pairs, right? So there's a step 3 here now. So we're going to multiply this by 12. Okay, let me see if I can squeak that in there. So 7 times 2 is 14. Carry my 1. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 1 is 15. 2 times that gives 2 plus 1 is 3. And 6 times 2 is 12. And then we just, because it's times 1, we're just going to write the numbers now. It's 7, 7, 1, 6. Okay, so I get 4, 2, 1, 1, 1, 4. Okay, and the 2, and this is over 2 decimal places. So I believe I got 741.24. So let me go back to the calculator and multiply that by 12. And I get 741.24. Yeah! All right. So that is the price of all of the Super Sports, the dozen shoes. Okay. So we're going to try to do this now for the DD. So here's what I'm going to do just in case I need space. I'm going to remove this line because I now have extra space. I'm going to change the color of the pen. Let's do this fuchsia thingy. So we're going to draw a line here. Instead, we get some extra space. So it says double dribble. The shoes are $54.75. Okay. A 9% processing fee. So this is going to work the same way. 9% means not percent means over 100. So it's 9 over 100. So that's 9 hundredths. So that's 0.09. Okay? So if there's a 9% processing fee, it's the full price of the shoe plus 9%. So basically what we're needing to do is multiply this by 1.09. Okay? And as you can see, we have instantaneously a super ugly number. All right? So let's try that over here with the most space possible. So we're going to get 54.75 times 1.09. Okay, 9 times 5 is 45. Carry my 4. 9 times 7 is 63, plus the 4 is 67. 6. 9 times 4 is 36, plus that gets 40. And we get 45 plus 4, we get 49 if I did that right. The 0 just kicks out because we can have all zeros. And then we can just write the number, which is 5, 7, 4, 5, 4. We can do it that backwards. Okay, so we should get 5, 7, 5, 6, 9, 4, 4, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I did that right, we should have 449.6575, which is a nice ugly number. So let me pop that into the calculator. 54.75. Actually, let me just make sure this is showing on you guys' screen. I thought it was. Okay, yes, it is. Where is that again? What am I doing? 54.75 times 1.09. And we get 59. Wait, I did something wrong there. 54.75 times 1.09 equals. And we get 59. So where was my mistake? Let me just jot that down. Whoops, where are we here? That should be equal to 59.6775. That's why I want to spin this stream off. Let me see where I made the mistake. 45, 4, 63, 7, 6, 40, 36 plus 6 is 40, 0, 4, 45, 49. Okay, that looks right. And then 5, 7, 4. Okay, this 4 did not belong there. And so when I added that 1 into it, this should have ended up being the 5. Okay, so we get 59.67. I did something wrong here again. I did something wrong there. So, all right, so we get 59.6775. So at this point, we have this here. It was 50 for that. We applied the processing fee, and then it says plus. So we have 59.6775, and then there's 5.99 for the shipping cost on top of each one. So that's 75. We get 6, 1, 6, 1, 5, 1. So we should be getting 65. That's 6675. So let me add that in. Plus 5.99 equals that. Okay. So, and then what we have to do is take that number and multiply it by 12. So I am not going to do that live. I'm just going to do times 12 here. And we're going to get, for double dribble, we're going to get 788.01. Remember, too, I'm pulling the source things from where you're allowed to have used the calculator on this. So it's just a matter of typing it wrong. So now what we need to do is compare this number here with that number there. So if this is check 741.24, okay, we should be getting the answer that we're seeking. Okay. So we need to do a borrow here. We have 80. We can get 79 out of that and make that, give the 1 there. So we have 11 minus 4 is 7. 9 minus 2 is 7. 7 minus 1 is 6. 8 minus 4 is 4. So the difference to the answer of this question is 46.77. So let me actually try that. What do you have? Minus 741.24. Okay, there we go. Cool. Awesome. All right. There's other approaches you could have taken to this problem. Let me change the color of the pen again. Let me make it green. Let me see here. Because what we could have done was taken this number here, the 61.77, okay, and this number here, where is that? I guess this number here, subtracted the two of those. That's the final number of the cost of each respective shoe from each respective store. If we subtracted those, right, and basically got $4 or whatever, and multiplied that by 12, because there's 12 shoes. Let's try that. So we should still get the 46.77. So we're going to take the 65.6675, subtract from that the 61.77. We get that, okay? So that's the difference between the two prices of the shoes at each respective store. If we multiply that by 12, we get the 46.77 back. Yeah. All right. So again, you would have been allowed to use a calculator on this example. There's also the aspect which I used in the other question, which is that I did this in 2 steps. I did the 80% and got that answer, and then did this here. We could have just done that straight up and got to 7250 times the 0.8 times the 1.065 times 12. All right, you could have just done that straight up there. You didn't need to get those interim values. Of course, it would display on your calculator that kind of thing as well. We could have also done something slightly similar in the Fuchsia version. It's not as clean because we had the 5475 times the 1.09, right? But the problem is there's no other multiplication because we have to add the 599 to it. Okay, so this is basically our formula here for this shoe. But we could have done the distributive properties. We could have done 54.75 times the 1.09 times 12. And then we could have done 599 times 12. And we could have got the answer here for the top, HE, plus the answer for the thing at the bottom, right? And added the two of those together. And when we did that, we would have gotten the, wherever that number is, the 78801. All right? So it's just how you want to view the numbers and distribute them and meander about them. Okay? Remember, this was times 12 pairs. So if you missed that, that's an attention to detail here. You can't say it's not the math. This is not the little thing tied at the end where it says round to the nearest tenth. This is part of it, bro, and it's part of what you need to do. As you can see, these were ugly numbers to compute, and luckily this was a question that was pulled from an exam where you're allowed to use a calculator on that section. But this is nasty, and even with the calculator, it's so easy to type in the wrong numbers and stuff like that. All right? Please like, please subscribe, and I think I got one more problem coming at you guys. Yeah. See you next